In this video, we will talk about Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, uh, Pakistani leader and once Pakistan's president, but who was later hanged to death by the people of Pakistan and by the courts of Pakistan. I don't know why, it's the irony. And today we will just talk about the trial and execution of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. We will not talk about his personal life or anything else. On 5 July 1977, General Muhammad Zia-ul-Haq led a military coup, removing Bhutto, Bhutto means Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, from power and detaining him for a month. Zia promised new elections within 90 days but continuously postponed them, asserting that Bhutto's party wouldn't return to power if he participated. Upon release, Bhutto toured the country addressing adulatory crowds of PPP supporters. PPP means Pakistan's People's Party. Banned from train travel due to delays caused by these gatherings, Bhutto's last visit to Multan marked a turning point. Despite administration efforts to block the gathering, the crowd's size led to disorder, providing a pretext for Bhutto's arrest, claiming it was necessary for his safety. On 3 September, Bhutto was again arrested, charged with authorizing the murder of a political opponent in March 1974. The charges are deemed questionable by some scholars, including Bhali Nasser. A politician, Ahmed Reza Kasuri, claimed he was the target of the attack orchestrated by Bhutto. Bhutto's wife, Nusrat Bhutto, assembled a defense team, securing his release after 10 days due to contradictory evidence. However, Bhutto was arrested again under martial law, leading to the cancellation of upcoming elections. Arranged before the Lahore High Court, Bhutto was denied a lower court appeal level. The trial, lasting 5 months, began on 24 October 1977 with key witness testimony from Masood Mahmood, Director General of the Federal Security Force. Irregularities, alleged torture, and inconsistent confessions marred the trial. Former U.S. Attorney General Ramsey Clark observed numerous irregularities and lack of corroborating evidence. When Bhutto began testifying on 25 January 1978, Chief Justice Maulavi Mustaq, presiding over the trial, closed the courtroom to observers. Bhutto, alleging bias, demanded a retrial, but the court refused. Death sentence and appeal of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. On 18 March 1978, Bhutto was pronounced guilty of murder and was sentenced to death. Bhutto's former legal minister, Abdul Hafiz Pirzada, petitioned the Supreme Court for the release of Bhutto's science advisor Mubashir Hassan and to review Bhutto's death sentence based on the split decision. The Supreme Court denied Hassan's release because he was held by military police, but the court agreed to hear the arguments. After 12 days of proceedings, the Supreme Court concluded that the President of Pakistan can change a death sentence into life imprisonment. Pirzada filed an application to then Chief Martial Law Administrator. However, General Zia-ul-Haq did not act immediately and claimed that the application had gone missing. Devastated, Pirzada relayed the news to Bhutto, disclosing General Zia-ul-Haq's intentions. Consequently, Bhutto chose not to pursue an appeal. As he was transferred to a cell in Rawalpindi Central Jail, his family appealed on his behalf, leading to a Supreme Court hearing in May. Bhutto was granted 1 week to prepare, issuing a comprehensive rejoinder to the charges, although Zia impeded its publication. Chief Justice S. Anwarul Haq adjourned the court until the end of July 1978, purportedly because five of the nine appeal court judges were inclined to overturn the Lahore verdict, with one pro-Bhutto judge set to retire in July. Chief Justice S. Anwarul-Haq, despite his close ties to Zia, presided over the trial and even served as acting president when Zia was abroad. Bhutto's legal team successfully secured his right to conduct his own defense before the Supreme Court. On 18 December 1978, Bhutto appeared in public before a crowded courtroom in Rawalpindi. Having spent 9 months on death row, he had allegedly endured 25 days without fresh water at that point. Bhutto addressed the court for 4 days, delivering his statements without the aid of notes. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, in his letter from the death cell, wrote to his daughter as saying, "My dearest daughter," a letter from death cell. "I did not kill that man. My God is aware of it. I am big enough to admit if I had done it, that admission would have been less of an ordeal and humiliation than this barbarous trial, which no self-respecting man can endure. I am a Muslim. A Muslim's fate is in the hands of God Almighty. I can face him with a clear conscience and tell him that I rebuilt his Islamic State of Pakistan from ashes into a respectable nation. I am entirely at peace with my conscience in this black hole of God Lakhpat. I am not afraid of death. You have seen what fires I have passed through." The appeal concluded on 23 December 1978. On 6 February 1978-79, the Supreme Court voted 4-3, delivering a guilty verdict. Bhutto's defender Ramsey Clark noted that during the appeal, no one witness was re-examined, nor did the court rectify what he called the glaring defects of the lower court's proceedings. Clark also highlighted that two of the Supreme Court's 9 justices were absent from the decision, both showing signs of having been forced to not participate. One judge, who had earlier remarked that he would not succumb to pressure, retired in the fall of 1978, even though judicial propriety demanded that his leaving the court be deferred until the conclusion of the case. The other judge was prevented from sitting in the court from November because of an illness pronounced by a government-appointed medical board. If they had been present and voted not guilty in a 5-4 decision, Bhutto would have gone free. The Bhutto family had always had 7 days to appeal, and the court granted a stay of execution while studying the petition. The appeals for clemency arrived from many heads of state by 24 February 1979, when the next court hearing began, but Zia dismissed them as trade union activity among politicians. On 24 March 1979, the Supreme Court dismissed the appeal and Zia upheld the death sentence. Bhutto was hanged at Central Jail, Rawalpindi, on 4 April 1979. After enduring severe torture in jail, leading to vomiting and intense pain, and he was laid to rest at his family mausoleum in Garhi Khudha Box. During his imprisonment, Bhutto's children Murtoza and Benazir worked tirelessly to garner international support for their father's release. Libya's Colonel Gaddafi dispatched his Prime Minister Abdul Salam Jalud on an urgent mission to Pakistan for talks with the military establishment to secure Bhutto's release. In a press conference, Jalud revealed that Gaddafi had proposed to exile General Zia to Libya, and the presidential aircraft awaited Bhutto at the Islamabad International Airport. However, after a week at the airport, General Zia rejected Jalud's request and upheld the death sentence. Bhutto's execution shocked much of the Muslim world. In his final speech before being hanged, Bhutto's last words were, "Oh Lord, help me, for I am innocent." So this is how Bhutto was killed, was hanged by the people of Pakistan, by the judges of Pakistan, by the justices of Pakistan, by the justice system of Pakistan. So this is the irony of fate, that Bhutto had to die under the hands of the people of Pakistan, which Bhutto tried to raise from a zero to a big hero, but Pakistan did never pay Bhutto anything back. So this is an irony of fate. Zulfikar Bhutto had to die in an hanging rope. It's very sad for the people of Pakistan, and it's, I think, a black history for Pakistan. So thank you for watching this video with your patience. Bye bye. Wishing you a good health.